Herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und ich habe ein Startinterview. Noram Ventures, der Marc ist Direktor von der Firma und er wird uns die Company jetzt einmal kurz vorstellen. Marc, thank you to your time. And lithium is at the moment not really the hottest commodity in the market. I must say that there was a big boom 2-3 years ago.
That's right.
And now it looks like I must say it's really for me frustrating. Everybody talk about electrician cars. Everybody coming up with new cars, especially Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, and so on. But lithium are not really moving.
No, and all the OEMs are either in the game or coming into the game at really a pretty breakneck speed. 2016 did see a mad rush, and at that time the price of lithium might have been about $20,000 US a ton. It has come off now to, in the roughest of terms, $11,000 a ton. Because there was a glut of inventory on the market looking to service this 2016 rush. The last 2 years have been cool, but the runway for electric vehicles is still very much alive and well out there. There was in a total of 80 million cars sold last year. Mm-hmm. About 2 million of those were electric vehicles. Mm-hmm. There's projected to be about 8 million electric vehicles sold by the year 2025. It's suggested that the current supply of inventory will largely come into check by towards the end of quarter 3 or 4 of next mm-hmm. year. Mm-hmm. And as well with lithium, it's sold on a spot price basis. It's not commoditized. Mm-hmm. There is anticipated that there will be another rush because of the onslaught of electric vehicles coming up. There's 103 gigafactories either in operation or under construction today. There was only 52 a year ago. So there's going to be another boom to come, and with lithium, maybe because of this spot pricing as opposed to being it being commoditized, mm-hmm. It's subject to gains in leaps and bounds. Mm-hmm. So it's suggested the next run will be like nothing we've seen compared to the first run up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's especially when 2021 the most cars coming, or the first really big cars coming. I look really deeply into the e-car sector. Then we have tax advantages in our country. So if I buy an electrician car, it's for me much cheaper from the company standpoint as I buy a normal car.
Correct.
But to be honest, beside Tesla, there are not so many cars at the moment outside.
That's very true. Tesla today maybe has this much of the market compared to the other guys at that much of the market. There are a lot of tax incentives by most every country out there, and slowly those are diminishing over time as the electric vehicle ramps up. It's been mandated by 9 different countries by the year 2030. Combustion engines will be no more.
But this is for me a little bit too weird. 2030, that's only 10 years ago. So I'm not 100% sure if this is possible.
That could be. It's certainly talk. There's incentive to move into that direction. And any which way you cut it, this will be a boon for the electric vehicle market.
That's for sure. If we only come up to 50% of the market, it's unbelievable.
Exactly.
So this is the lithium market. The lithium market, I think, is at the moment, nobody looks at lithium stock. We see this on your stock too. That is a little bit frustrating when you see it.
It's very frustrating. It's certainly quiet compared to what we've experienced in the past. In our particular instance, we're poised for the next opportunity. We hold 3,000 acres of lithium, clay-hosted lithium property in Clayton Valley, Nevada area. This is less than 2 kilometers from Albemarle, which is the world's biggest lithium producer, mm-hmm. and that particular mine of their Silver Peaks is the longest running lithium mine in the world and the only producing lithium mine in North America. So we're strategically located there, and also we're about 2.5 hours from Tesla's backyard in Nevada as well.
So that's mean perfect location. So then there is always old speaking, you find new mines by old mines. Right by side. So when you look at when we look now to your project, what do you find so far? What is your resource?
Yeah, so our last 43-101 indicated an inferred resource of 145 million tons at 1145 ppm. We were very happy with that result, and I should say we're just completing phase 4 of our drill program, which is 6 holes. Now we've gone as deep as about 100 feet in the past. This program is taking us down to 300 and 400 feet. We do have the results from the first 3 holes, and I can tell you the results will suggest we have a greater inferred resource than we know we have today. We will have some pretty good stats to release once we get the results of the final 3 holes as well. And this is all favorable for Noram and its future expectations.
So that's mean we in also in the next few weeks we can expect the last 3 drill holes, or the last holes will come up, and then you're also setting up a new resource calculation on it.
We will do a new updated 43-101, and we're very optimistic that that trend will be very favorable. We currently have an in-situ value of our mine that would suggest there could certainly be some commercial viability to mine here. Now the metallurgy has to be worked on as well to extract the lithium from its clay host, because most of this is extracted from either spodumene, harder rock, or brine, chemically based. But brine, environmentally, it takes up a lot of water.
That's the big concern what we have in Europe, and there are a lot of documentaries and running in the television that how bad it is in South America, and the water level going down, and you destroy the environment there, and so on. So that the people are not really happy with this situation.
This is very true. From an environmental aspect, it's suggested that this metallurgy, once proven for the clay-hosted lithium, would be far more friendly, take a lot less water, and that is an issue in Nevada. And you know, Nevada is one of the most friendly mining states, regions in the world. You can drive your car right up to our site on a paved road. There are hydro lines running through it. There's a population to draw from that is capable within mining there currently. So it all lends to an ability to enhance the commercial viability of this program once we prove out the full test of the resource that we hold.
Do you have any idea what is the in-situ value, if it's economic, what the value is so far?
I think we're to date at about $1 billion with in-situ value of that
And
property.
what is the market cap what you have?
I'm sorry, the
What
market
is
we have?
what is your market cap?
We are only at about $2.5 million right now. Our stock is trading in the roughest of terms of 7 cents. We've got about 42 million shares outstanding. And you know, when you compare that to our neighbor Cyprus, they are trading at about a 10 times market cap than we are. We hold about 2/3 of the value of at 140 million tons at 1145 ppm. So the math would suggest that we're more tightly held with limited amount of shares compared to what they have outstanding, roughly about 90 million, I think. So there's some room for improvement in our market cap here.
Okay, this Cyprus thing is an interesting thing. How big is the Cyprus resource? Do you know this?
So they have about 200 million tons compared to our 145 million tons.
So they have only 30% more around.
Thereabouts, right.
So and they're trading 10 times or 15 times more?
About 10 times our value today, yes. And now I should clarify, their 200 million tons is based on their initial PIP, based on the PEA, preliminary economic assessment that they've done, which of course is quite a bit smaller size than their total property. But as I understand it, they've explored and drilled most all of their property. To date, we've gone about 30% broad and 20% at depth with the drilling that we've done to date. So we have lots of room for improvement on this resource estimate.
So to summarize a little bit, first, you are in a very good jurisdiction. First, second, you have a very good location. Then you are only 2 hours from Tesla. Third, then you are really close to Albemarle. That's the only North American producer. Is this the biggest lithium producer?
In the world.
In the world. You're really close to them. But also you have a neighbor, Cyprus, and we know the company too, also in Germany. But they have around 200 million in their PEA. You have 145 so far.
That's correct.
But they are trading 10 times your valuation. But you have a bigger upside on the exploration than so far you drill only 30%.
We think we do. We think that adds a great deal of optimism for what we might be able to obtain there. In addition to, and maybe I've just touched on this earlier, it's a politically stable environment. It's they're open for business in Nevada, and just the economic value in drilling there. It's much more inexpensive than, say, Argentina. So it offers great ground for us to improve all that Noram is looking to accomplish here.
Mark, thank you for the first introduction to your company. I think it was very interesting. Last question. When we can expect maybe the new resource calculation and also the next drill results?
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I hope we can come back to this so I can report on that. I think we should have these results out in the next couple of weeks, and then some more time for the 43-101 to be updated, and I think we can bring some great news to the market with luck within the next 30 days.
So that's mean before PDSC everything should out?
That would be the intention, yes.
Okay. The normal PDSC is the big conference everybody wants to have.
Biggest in the world, that's right.
Everyone wants the best data there are available and the newest data. Okay, Mike, thank you for this first introduction. Ja, es geht um Lithium. Wir haben am Anfang sehr viel über den Lithiummarkt gesprochen. Warum ist der Preis eigentlich runtergekommen? Es hat einen Überhang gegeben. Jeder hat erwartet, dass jetzt die ganzen anfangen, auch langfristige Kontrakte zu machen. Aber es ist alles bis jetzt auf den Spotmarkt konzentriert. Wenn man sich sonst anschaut, natürlich wie die ganzen Automobilhersteller ihre Autos planen, was am Markt kommen, dann wird wahrscheinlich der nächste Boom, so seiner Meinung nach, größer werden als wie der erste Boom, weil das Lithium nicht vorhanden ist. So, wo sind Sie? Sie sind in Nevada. Sie sind 2 Kilometer von Albemarle entfernt, der größten Lithiumproduzenten der Welt, und ungefähr 200 Kilometer von Teslas Gigafactory. Einer Arbeit sozusagen, wie Sie das Lithium fördern, ist deutlich besser aus wie die, was in Südamerika ist, weil in Südamerika wird extrem viel Wasser verbraucht, wo wir wissen, dass das nicht unbedingt gerade ökologisch ist. Und das ist halt das große Problem und beziehungsweise der große Vorteil von Nevada, da wird das bei Weitem nicht so passieren wie in Südamerika. Aber, und jetzt kommt das Interessante, sie haben einen Nachbar, Cyprus. Cyprus hat ungefähr 200 Millionen in einer PEE, das ist nicht ganz die ganze Pit, die ganze Liegenschaft, was sie haben, sondern das ist nur ein kleinerer Teil von dem, aber schon relativ ausreichend, und da haben sie 200 Millionen in Ressourcen drinnen, während sie nur 145 Millionen haben. Allerdings wird Cyprus mit dem 10-fachen bewertet als wie sie. Sie haben jetzt ein paar Bohrlöcher auch noch gebohrt, die letzten werden in den nächsten paar Wochen dann publiziert. Es wird eine abgedatete Ressource geben, die, man kann es annehmen, höher wird. Und daher kommen sie wahrscheinlich auf eine ähnliche Größenordnung wie die in ihrem PEE definierten Ressource, wobei sie eben extremes hohes Explorationspotenzial noch haben. Erst 30% ihres Gebietes ist exploriert, 20% in die Tiefe, und das ist halt das Riesenvorteil für ärmere Sachen. Sie können also das Gebiet bei Weitem ausbauen, wo Cyprus allerdings ein bisschen gehändigt gibt ist, weil sie halt quasi schon fast alles exploriert haben auf ihrem Landgebiet. Ja, das ist die Story. Die Daten sollen vor PDSI noch rauskommen, das heißt sowohl die Bohrergebnisse als auch die abgedatete Version. Warum wollen alle vor der PDSI rauskommen? Weil PDSI eben die größte Messe ist. Der Aktienkurs ist ein Desaster, die Bewertung ist auch ein Desaster, aber diese Cyprus-Indikation könnte uns eine Idee geben, wo die Reise hingeht, und das wäre dann auch schon ganz spannend. Ja, das war's von Noram Venture im Jänner 2020, Vancouver. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.